Inside the application, the top-level navigation with the brand and the menu links for dashboard and admin, that is included into the shell page using ng-include. And it might be nice, instead of having an ng-include here, to have a custom element. Let's call it navbar, because this is what Angular is all about. Although the div is a very useful element, it's also a primitive element for this markup language. And I think it's nicer to have elements that have a real meaning for the application, something that encapsulates your solution, something that encapsulates the user experience that you're trying to deliver. And replacing an ng-include with a custom element is very easy. Since I already have the markup that I need inside of nav.html, all I really need to do is build a simple directive that will load this template into the DOM wherever we have navbar. And it just so happens that this particular template, it doesn't need customization, it doesn't need any data binding, it doesn't need to handle any click events. It simply needs to display the brand and the links. So over in navbar.js, which is a file that's already included into the shell page, I have everything set up to create a custom directive called navbar. Here's the function that returns the directive definition object that's currently empty, but that function is registered as the directive function for something called navbar, and more on naming conventions in just a bit. The only thing I really need to specify here is the template URL to bring into the DOM whenever this directive appears in the markup, and this will be under apps, UI, templates, and it is nav.html. So now if I save everything, the application should look and behave the same, but now we've seen just how easy it is to create a custom directive that allows me to have more expressive HTML. And we've built a directive similar to this before. We built a directive called alerts, and alerts even had to display some data. So it got a hold of the model, which is the current alerts in the system, by injecting a service that manages that model, and then used an ng repeat to display all the current alerts. We built that in the last module. So now instead of this simple directive, which we use to kick things off, let's build something that requires some data from the outside and requires some user interaction.